Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bitcoin news with the fast facts. Arthur Hayes has doubled down a $1 million price prediction with the US and China set to inject trillions in liquidity. Bitcoin broke 61K in the last 24 hours, has dropped back down to 59.2. Rumors, they're circulating Camilla has backed an unrealized capital gains tax. We'll dive into that, which would be designed to destroy everyone's wealth. Here in Australia, the government has turned against homeowners as well, with top economists calling for unrealized capital gains on the family home. We do live in Orwellian times. Bitcoin miners, though, good news, they have capitulated. RFK is set to join Trump. Elon Musk may also serve Trump and is shilling Doge yet again. Let me know where you are watching from. Diving straight into it, this is good news. Bitcoin for freedom. Genesis is done selling. Germany is done. Mt. Gox is done. GBTC sold nothing yesterday. We need to remember FTX creditors could soon be receiving $16 billion in cash. A lot of this will go into Bitcoin as well as altcoins. You can't help it. Where a lot will go into Bitcoin, available Bitcoin supply and exchanges are falling. Only 450 Bitcoin are mined per day. I think the bull run is about to start. I do also believe the bull run is about to start. We are sitting at 59,279. Need to get back up to that 61K level. Diving into Forbes here. Bitcoin's next stop. China could be about to blow Janet Yellen's $1 trillion crypto price bombshell out of the water. This is an article referencing a lot of Arthur Hayes at Crypto Hayes. Bitcoin and crypto price have swung wildly this week as the iPhone maker Apple announced a game-changing update to its wallet app. I think long-term, that's absolutely massive. It is going to take a while for the developers to be able to do something. Hopefully somebody got Satoshi on the phone. Now, as former US President Donald Trump floats a radical plan to pay off the US $35 trillion in debt with Bitcoin, one legendary trader has predicted Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's liquidity bombshell could be blown out of the water by China. One of the greatest things is fiat is dime. We do have an escape hatch, 59,269 US dollars per Bitcoin at the moment. We can just opt out and we can front run this liquidity. Yellen will inject at least $301 billion, a maximum of $1.05 trillion between now and year end. Hayes, a co-founder of Bitcoin and crypto derivatives pioneer BitMEX, who went on to set up Maelstrom Investment Fund, wrote in a blog post earlier this week. This is going to create a glorious bull market on all types of risk assets, including crypto, all in time for the election. Hayes, his Bitcoin price prediction is partly based on the unproven theory Yellen wants to help Vice President Democratic Party 2024 candidate Kamala win the 24 US presidential election. Next year, Hayes expects China to finally unleash its long-awaited bazooka fiscal stimulus, predicting the China-America crypto bull market shall be glorious. I expect it will be too. Hopefully, we get sideways action. I'm biased for the next 4 years, but it does look like we are going to an insane bull market. China has fallen into economic malaise this year. Feeding expectations, the China Central Bank will step in with stimmy measures. In July, crypto entrepreneur Justin Sun, something going on with Justin Sun, but I'll bring that up tomorrow, has said China is poised to flip on Bitcoin and crypto, with Bitcoin and crypto investor Brock Pierce earlier predicted it's only a matter of time before China reopens its digital doors to crypto. Just in regards to that, it's all unsubstantiated, but there are huge rumors that China is set to unban or reverse their ban on Bitcoin mining. We'll see, and they never really banned it full stop in the first place. Next stop for Bitcoin, 100K, take that any day, Hayes wrote, predicting the Bitcoin price will soar to $1 million per Bitcoin as his base case. Keep that in mind. Now, all the forced selling of Bitcoin is behind us. Bitcoin really hits its stride here, so we're buyers. This is according to VanEck's head of digital assets. It's 2-minute 20 video. Do let us know where you are tuning in from on this glorious day. Hopefully, buying, stacking, and chilling, getting ready for the major pumps. We are sitting flat last 24 hours, but we did hit that 61K level. Only a matter of time before we hit it again, break through 64.74, and then we're off to the races.
How do you explain that disconnect between what gold's doing right now and the way that Bitcoin's been acting over the last couple of months?
Yeah, so a few factors are at play. One is the unwind of various carry trades and growth, which has been struggling a little bit. And when you look at Bitcoin's correlation with the NASDAQ, it's at a 2-year high. It's well below the highs that we had in kind of late 2022, but it's a 2-year high. The second reason is there are forced sellers in the market. The German government has sold all of its Bitcoin, $2 billion worth. The US government is selling Silk Road related coins. There are 2 major bankruptcies where creditors have just been paid out. That's Mt. Gox and Genesis. So with all this forced selling behind us, and this is a typical seasonal pattern where Bitcoin tends to struggle in the kind of 1 to 3 months after the halving, which was in April, and right pre-election, as the market comes to grips with whatever candidate wins, we're in for 4 more years of reckless fiscal policy. The history is that Bitcoin really hits its stride at that point. So we're buyers here. We think it recovers.
So can you connect the dots for us right now? Given everything you've said, the AI trade on this particular move is linked to the power usage and the conversion factor and how to actually make that work. I would argue if you look at a stock like NextEra Energy on the utility side, that has been a derivative AI play as well on this. How do you connect those dots simply about the AI trade versus the Bitcoin miners?
The data center companies are trading at north of 30 times, $30 million per megawatt of electrical capacity that they control, $30 million. The Bitcoin miners are trading at $3 million, right? So now it's not a complete one-for-one transition. They need to find customers. They need to buy the GPUs or have someone else buy the GPUs and install them. But there is an enormous arbitrage. And the companies that have been most aggressive on this year to date, Core Scientific, TeraWulf, Iris Energy, those are the stocks that have outperformed. We just had another one after the bell at 4 p.m. today, BTBT, $700 million AI deal. Our hunch is that as more of these Bitcoin miners make these announcements, those will be the stocks that outperform because it brings their cost of capital down.
All right. It's an interesting trade for sure. Matthew, thank you very much for bringing that to us here.
It's game time, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you have been preparing stacking for the last little while. I think we've maybe got a couple of days, couple of weeks, maybe if we're lucky, a couple of months left, and we are off to the races. Jake Thomas, Boris, is in the house this morning, so hopefully he behaves himself. If you know, you know. Alex Hormozy, I thought this is pretty good. The medium lifespan for a US male is 74 years old. That means your middle age around 37, not 50. And if you adjust for our decreased perception of time as we age, we're at a midpoint around 2021. That's pretty much everyone here or older. So halfway through your life already, you don't have as much time as you think. Make your move. The reason I bring this up is because time is our most precious resource. Along with health, to have health, you need to have wealth. The best way to be able to accumulate wealth is not to be able to save in fiat, but in an engineered money that is designed to go up and to the right forever and allow you to have more time. With only halfway through at 2021, want to be able to enjoy and smell the rose as much as possible. Keep that in mind. Now, Adam Brandt, the top 10 most common professions can no longer afford to buy a house. None. Zero. That's nurses, teachers, childcare workers, yet Labor still can't bring themselves to utter the word housing crisis here in Australia. This is happening in many places around the world. Unless people are saving, just saving in Bitcoin or a hard asset, whether it's gold, they're not keeping up with inflation anymore, unfortunately. And regards to Australia, they are talking about unrealized capital gains on like the primary residence, the house that you live, which is absolutely insane. This is happening in many places. I just want to bring it up, touching it really quickly, because the whole fiat financial system game is rigged against us on so many levels. And I don't know, unless we opt out, I think the world's going down the drain. But thankfully, we do have a better option, something that is freedom technology, sovereign technology, hope technology, but doing nothing is not an option. The top economists back planning reform public housing as fixes for the Australian housing crisis. Top economists are unanimous and believe in Australians' housing market is in a crisis, offered a choice of 14 measures identified by the Economic Society of Australia as likely to restrain prices for buyers and renters. None of the 49 leading economists polled picked do nothing. The market will determine appropriate prices. For them to do nothing, probably be their best bet, but they would need to be able to close the borders. So I guess that is not an option at all, only for a time. They could open them back up, but they're not willing to do that. About 2/3 of the experts polled picked easing plan restrictions one of the most important fixes. Definitely agree that would help out. Almost as many picked provide more public housing. At the taxpayer's expense, of course. About 1/3 wanted to tie negative gearing and capital gains tax concessions, which was a policy Labor took to the 2019 election. Another third wanted to replace stamp duty with land tax applying to family homes. Also popular, we were removing barriers to building prefabricated homes, 31%. I like that. Fast tracking the training of home builders, 18%, and fast tracking the immigration of home builders. Well, we've had massive amounts of immigration. We can do a means test, find out if they are home builders, but just flooding the country more and more while we are having a housing crisis. I don't know. I think they're going to cancel the positive and the negative out pretty quickly. 10% of those surveyed wanted to include the family home in the age pension asset test. Where are these people going to live? They can't sell their house. It's absolute insanity. 8% wanted to remove first homeowner grants and concessions, which just free money, which comes out from the taxpayer again anyway. And 6% wanted to apply capital gains tax to the family home. Piss off on that. Where are people going to live? The house should just be a utility. It's not an asset. And that's what's wrong here in Australia. I'm sure it's many places around the world as well. Australia's median house price to income ratio has soared in the past 2 decades, climbed from about 5 years of gross household income to 8. This is why I bring this up. At the same time, the median time taken to save for a deposit has climbed from about 7 years to 10 years. Bitcoin on average doubles every 5 years minimum. Apart from that 1 5-year double, it's gone on to do a 2x as well. So if you put in 100,000, you'd have 300,000. Probably the only way to be able to save for a house these days, and then just be careful. They are coming for you. Sam, I'm going to get Sam on. He's not a Bitcoiner, not yet, but he speaks like one. Scumbag university chancellors and vice chancellors argue that nearly 900,000 international students in Oz don't impact the rental market. Effing lies, you can't trust this globalist filth that's addicted to never-ending profits at the expense of renters. Labor student caps and active self-harm. Vice-Chancellor says they're being forced into scandalous acts of self-harm that threaten to break the $48 billion industry. It's all a scam. Sectors fund model for the sake of populist politics ahead of the next federal election. Education Minister Jason Clare on Tuesday declared Labor's annual student visa caps would not crash the hugely successful higher education sector and sought to allay worries while insisting change was necessary to ensure universities maintain their social license with the community. The sector was hoping Ms. Clare would use the Australian Financial Review Higher Education Summit to provide more clarity about Labor's plan, including the level of the cap on annual international student visas. Instead, they are left unsatisfied by uncertainty. Now, Mark, yes, I'm not sure if this person's a bot or not, but I'm fully convinced there is a globalist plot to flood the West with uneducated, low-skilled workers so the elites can exercise total control over a poor and subservient general population. They're replacing you with modern-day slaves. It's only possible because the money is broken. Talking about the money broken, the rumors are circulating. I don't believe it's true, but Wall Street bets. Kamala Harris backs President Biden's 44.6% capital gains tax, the highest in history. The proposal includes a 25% tax on unrealized gains for high net worth individuals. A little bit of bad news, you've been stacking really hard and Bitcoin goes from $59,244 to $1 million. That $940,000 gain is unrealized. They want to come in and tax that at 44.6%. Need to calm down a little bit of fake news. But the Kabisi letter here, Kamala Harris has endorsed Biden's 2025 cap gains tax proposal, would raise long-term capital gains 44.6%. I bring this up because it's absolutely everywhere on X this morning. Mark, the highest long-term capital gains tax since 1922. The plan also proposed a 25% tax on unrealized capital gains like GFY on that one. But Adam Cochran coming in here. So you people did it again, ran up the rumor mill. Harris did not endorse an unrealized capital gains tax review. I think Satoshi Harris campaign endorsed the increase in tax rate on corporate tax and personal tax rate over $400,000 in the plan. They did not comment on introducing new taxes like the unrealized gains tax, which would be done. Even under Biden's plan, that unrealized gain only kicked in if you had in excess of $100 million in gains that year. Imagine making $100 million, you hit the jackpot, and they wanted to take 44.6%. Crazy. $44 million. Anyway, her plan was already outlined, including $6,000 tax credit for families, $25 tax cut for the first-time home buyers, not taxing tips for service industry workers. I wonder where they got that one from. 25 house price just going to go up with that. More liquidity incoming. Increased corporate tax 28%. Increased corporate alternate minimum tax to 21%. Increased stock buyback tax to 4%. I don't know what the guilty tax to 21% is. If anyone knows what GILTI tax is at 21%, please let us know in the comment section. Express the NIT. Don't know what that one is either. If anyone can enlighten me, be greatly appreciated. To include non-passive business income over 400K, increased top bracket income tax rate to 39.6%. It's pretty much what we have here in Australia. It sucks, but it is what it is. So no, she did not endorse an unrealized gains tax. And even if she did, you don't earn enough for it to impact you. You should stop getting your news from Watch Guru and other SE News accounts that rewrite the headlines. Thank you very much, Adam. The thing is, if you don't own it, if you're not holding the keys to it, it's not yours. Your house is not yours. They want everything. They're coming for everything. I just stopped out. Cam, we have had Cam Duty here on the show, a Bitcoiner, a pilot, fellow pilot, and a VC. But okay, hear me out. We could massively devalue the money. They'll kill the principle of saving and force them to invest all their money instead. They'll make valuations go nuts and get this. We'll tax their unrealized gains. They'll have to sell investments to cover the bill, which will trigger actual capital gains. Yes, we'll kill the principle of investing, but what else are they going to do? Own nothing and be happy. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't happen, but if they're talking about it, they're thinking about it. Maybe it happens in 5, 10, 15, 20 years when you're locked in. Maybe it doesn't. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. EU Bitcoin is just a PSA. Get your Bitcoin off the exchange before January 2025, now more than ever. Next year, everything will be much more difficult because of the new regulations. Please get your Bitcoin off the exchange. Tony from the Bitcoin Way. Bitcoin hardware wallets to avoid. Do not use one that connects to a computer. Do not use one that has no screen, that supports multiple cryptocurrencies, that's closed source proprietary software, that supports censorship and or on-chain analysis. Ledger, Trezor are totally out according to that criteria. Make sure it is Bitcoin only. If you need any help, the Bitcoin Way, today's sponsor, really a channel partner. These people are the best in the business. 25 years cybersecurity experience. They can help you take full control of your Bitcoin. The first initial consultation, the first 30 minutes is free. They can find out if there are any vulnerabilities and help you identify and eliminate those so you are protecting the world's hardest, most valuable asset with everything you've got so you can sleep easy at night. But they can help you with wallets, nodes, buying Bitcoin, KYC, and KYC free, which is probably more important now than ever before. Bitcoin privacy, inheritance planning, cybersecurity, multi-sig, and just opting out. If you need help getting a second passport for a tax-friendly, freedom-friendly jurisdiction, you can reach out to the Bitcoin Way today. Link at the top of the description. Now, good news. Bitcoin, it's flat. It's just up a little bit in the last 24 hours, but the miners, they've capitulated. That means that selling pressure is over. The cycle I was established here, about 60K Bitcoin, 140 Sol, whatever that means, and 2,500 ETH. Well, it's on par with gold. Gold, does that mean they're both shitcoins? I don't know, I'm playing. This does not mean exchanges and OTCs will never drop below these prices, but it does mean miners are selling new Bitcoin here. Good to see. And what timing for it as well. And remember, there is like a 99 to 100% chance rate cuts in September. leading up. If Janet Yellen injects the 300 billion to $1.05 trillion, then China starts. And if China unbans Bitcoin, this thing is going to go absolutely insane. Is it going to happen overnight? No. The hardest thing, like we've been going sideways for the last 6 months, is just to chill, to be able to do nothing. But the people that have done nothing apart from buy a stack, get it off the exchange, are going to be handsomely rewarded in due course. People are coming for Bitcoin. Wall Street cannot stop. BlackRock's over like 350, or Wall Street's over 350,000 Bitcoin. Japanese public company Metaplanet, they buy another 500 million yen worth of Bitcoin, which is 57.23 of Bitcoin. That's pretty awesome. Total Bitcoin holdings 360.368. There's a really, really good video with Dylan Leclerc on what Bitcoin did. If you are looking for a good podcast today, check that out. He is helping and advising Metaplanet, working with them directly on their Bitcoin strategy. The point is, people are coming for Bitcoin. It's not get rich quick. It's just superior savings. The money system is broken. Everything is broken. Like the Fed to revise jobs down by up to 1 million in what may be the largest downward revision in 15 years. This is according to Bloomberg. So fake jobs, fake inflation, fake GDP. And a little bit more in depth. Mario, US job growth revision could wipe out 1 million jobs. The forthcoming revisions to the US job growth data could reveal a reduction of up to 1 million jobs for the year through March, marking the largest downward adjustment in 15 years. This significant revision suggests the labour market has been cooling more than initially thought, raising concerns the Federal Reserve might be falling behind in adjusting interest rates. Final numbers, which are expected early next year after the election, go figure, could shape the Fed's policy decision, with Fed Chair Jerome Powell set to address the potential implications as Jackson Hole speech. We'll keep you updated with that. Just opt out. Everything is a lie. Don't trust, verify is probably the best way. Now, when you're anti-Bitcoin, you're pro-debt, not good. You're pro-war, pro-debasement, pro-inflation, anti-growth, anti-abundance. Shout out to Bram for putting this out. 100% agree here. Blindly trusting the government, pro-immorality, pro-corruption, pro-central planning, anti-autonomy, anti-capital, pro-banks, anti-equality, and anti-human. Bitcoin is that freedom technology that empowers you to be able to live the life that you deserve to live, where you are saving your economic purchasing power. Carl B. Menger. Shitcoining is a big mistake. Bitcoin is the way. I'm done with crypto. Bitcoin is the way. I invested in many altcoins. I'm convinced it was a big mistake. All went down tremendously. I'm done. I've converted all into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my store of value now, and I feel peace. I can imagine DCAing into Bitcoin every month, and only that makes me optimistic and reduces the stress. Absolutely love that. That's the mindset. And we are hearing rumors. Mike Alfred, where are these coming from? Source, trust me, bro. That's as far as they go. But rumors and whispers about major players globally stockpiling Bitcoin. I truly believe it is happening now. Bitcoin's been sideways for a long time, but with Larry Fink, BlackRock bringing it onto the world stage, endorsing it, making people believe in it now, I think that's kicked off game theory on a nation state level, and it's only a matter of time before we find out who these large players are. And if they haven't started, they're going to start very soon, in my opinion. Time chain, calendar, most important number, the block height, 857,679. TikTok next block, the last one was in 3 minutes, 18 seconds ago. Let's see how well they're doing. 9 minutes and 41 seconds, 27 blocks too fast. Yesterday was 22 blocks too fast. We are sitting at 59,300, 1,686 sats per USD. It is down a tiny bit from yesterday. Yesterday you did get 1,692 sats per USD, I believe. I've only got the last single digit sat wrong if I misquoted. The thing is, one day we're going to wake up, it's going to be at 1,400. We've seen that before, 1,300, 1,200, 1,100, under 1,000 sats per USD. I think we're going to get that early next year. It's nice. It's validating when you see the red buy button when you've been stacking so hard, you haven't been selling. But obviously, the more the green is, the less Satoshis you get. And I'm still buying. As soon as I get off this live, I will be buying more Bitcoin as well. I prefer the red days, but it is validating. I get it. I understand. It's just going the wrong way for my constitution at the moment. Shout out to Blue. Got my ribeye, California sunshine. G'day, Bitcoin. We are front running the banks, nation states. What a time to be alive. 100%. Shout out. Thank you so much, Blue, for the super chat. Why are you blue then? That's a good song. Have not heard that for like 20 odd years. Anyway, we are at 59,271. Earlier I checked this and we're exactly 0%. We did have grey on the screen behind me, but I want to bring this up. High 61,361 in the last 24 hours. I was walking the dogs at the beach. I checked it real quickly. I did put a little video out on X there and saw it pop up above 61,000. I was like, oh no, this sucks. I'm buying tomorrow, which was today now. And it's come back down, which is good. Not as good as it was yesterday, but hey, it's still all right. Lower $58,710. The 58K gang. They used to annoy me. Now I love them, and hopefully they can get back in charge of this thing. But the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF, I bet, now owns over 350,500 Bitcoin. Love to be able to have that bag. Doing my best. Hopefully everyone is taking them away from BlackRock, from Wall Street, not allowing them to ever get those coins. There's 21 million. Like, property's been a decent store of value. They're coming after it, and they're talking about capital gains and everything like that. Gold, hey, it's been all right for the last 4, 5, 6,000 years. It's at all-time highs now, which just signifies it's just held the value. The money is broken. But holding Bitcoin in self-custody is probably the best thing that anyone can ever do for themselves, for their future, for their future's future, to make a world a better place, to be able to just opt out, defund the state. I'm sick of wars, the fiat system, fake food. We can fix it all with Bitcoin in your own life. And as we do it in our own life and that message spreads, everything gets better. Johnny Midas, value for value. My brother, you guys are absolutely on fire this morning. And g'day for everyone watching live, watching the replay. But is anyone watching this video at work? Shout out to you if you're doing it. Because if you are watching this video at work, you're probably working a bullshit job. And well done for doing that. A job that you're trying to escape from, learning about Bitcoin at the same time. Work that bullshit job. Do the overtime as much as possible. Get that dirty Pacific pesos, the cuck bucks, wherever that dirty monopoly money is from. Go as hard as you can. Get your conviction. Put it into Bitcoin and get your time back. But well done. I just want to shout out for everyone that is putting in the proof of work. Even if you absolutely hate it, you are setting yourself up now to totally be able to break free. Well done. Well done to everyone that's here. It's absolutely amazing. Obviously, I talk about spring water all the time on the channel. I believe health is more important than wealth, but without wealth, you're not really going to have the best level of health. I talk about spring water, eating steak, getting sand, having sex, going to the beach, getting some sun. All these things for a healthy lifestyle, stacking sats. In Australia, Sydney Water, which is like the capital city, that's where the Sydney Opera House is, most people know. Sydney Water has confirmed that cancer-linked PFAS chemicals have been detected across the city's drinking water catchments. What are your thoughts on that? Absolutely disgusting. I'm not surprised. Only drink spring water. That's the reason why. You have no idea all the chemicals, even the chlorine, the fluoride that they are putting into it, and just opt out. Having a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of purchasing power behind you allows you to be able to just get rid of that nonsense. I just feel like maybe they're not trying to kill everyone from every single angle, but just dumb people down, have them compliant. Fluoride, make people a little bit slower to be able to think, make people feel sick with all the poisons they put over food. Even injecting water into cheap meat, like all that nonsense going on. When we've got a little bit of purchasing power, when we read the books, we don't need to eat their bugs and we can just opt out. It's all dystopian bullshit. That's my thoughts on that. And that's why I'm such a big advocate of Bitcoin. It is freedom money. Elon Musk, I don't know about him. Hey, he's just a Doge shill. We'll show you a photo real soon. But in a Reuters interview released on August 19, Donald Trump said he certainly would consider putting Musk in his cabinet or an advisory role starting in January 2025. If he'd do it, of course Elon would do it. The Republican nominee did not suggest which of the top 15 executive departments, including energy, labor, transportation, commerce, and treasury. I believe Elon Musk would be good in energy, transportation, commerce, treasury, and labor. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. He might put the Tesla CEO in charge of, but check out this photo. I am willing to serve Elon Musk, Department of Government Efficiency. What a muppet. He's all right. I'm still undecided on Elon. I don't know if he's the biggest troll, if he's part of the deep state. Still trying to work it out. It all feels like everything's a psyop, and it's just time to be able to opt out of all of it and just enjoy it for the circus that it is. But Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, well done, Elon Musk, for getting the Doge out there at game time. And I actually think this cycle, probably next year, Elon Musk is going to come out with a pro-Bitcoin tweet. Maybe even if it's only just one, it'll be when things start getting a little bit FOMO, a little bit frothy, and he'll say, hey, Bitcoin's great, Tesla's accepting Bitcoin, whatever it is. I think Elon Musk is going to do it, even if it's only once. And they'll probably just absolutely send it. If we're at like 150, 200K by then, maybe we get that $30,000 candle in one day. Maybe it doesn't happen. It doesn't really matter. Probably signify close to the end of the cycle if it does. But I see it coming. He's an attention seeker in so many ways. I think he'll jump onto that train. But Michael Saylor, this is the person that we want running the government. When I'm gone, my assets flow into a public charity whose mission is to support Bitcoin and the adoption of Bitcoin forever. Michael Saylor, can anyone tell me why Michael Saylor is not a good guy? He had all these models and he gave them a copy of the Bitcoin Stand, getting them to read it. I believe that's fact, not fiction. The guy's absolutely amazing. I think he's done some really amazing things for Bitcoin, for the space, for the world, for companies waking up, adopting Bitcoin as a treasury reserve on his own balance sheet, has allowed people like Metaplanet to be able to do it. The Bitcoin dentist. Shout out to Daniel and his mum, the Bitcoin embroider. There, follow them on X. But whether it's large scale or small scale, with the conviction of Michael Saylor, what he's done, it's given people permission to be able to do the same. It's like that poem, when you allow your own light to shine, you allow others to do the same. It's not our darkness, but our light that scares us. I'm misquoting a little bit, but you get the point there. When you can see that it's been done and how easy it is and how beneficial it is, then monkey see, monkey do. And we're all just a bunch of walking, talking apes, monkeys. I appreciate him for doing that. I think single-handedly he's done a lot to change the world for the better just by sending the signal. It's super easy. And shout out to Arthur Hayes. He is a bit of a shitcoiner, of course, co-founded BitMEX and the CIO at Maelstrom Funds, but he does believe that we are going to $1 million. And Jack Mallers, 100K by the end of the year. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Personally, I believe it's probably pretty likely we get somewhere between 80 and 100K by the end of the year. If it happens, great, that's good. We're all validated. If it doesn't happen, we get cheap sats for longer, which I'd prefer, but let us know where your mindset is. That's the news with the fast facts. If you're hanging around for a bit of a banter, greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already and you are zipping off today, smash the notification, hit subscribe if we vibe. Greatly appreciate everyone tuning in, stacking sats, opting out of the fiat mind virus, becoming a free sovereign individual. This is what it's all about. The fiat system is designed to control, enslave people through misinformation, propaganda, stealing freedom of speech. It's absolutely insane. Having the purchasing power, Bitcoin and self-custody allows you to be able to cut through the noise and be like, fuck you. I'm not playing those games anymore. I'm doing my own thing. I'm going to live my life with integrity, with courage, and be the best person I can be. I don't need to be dictated to from the state. That, to me, is the point of Bitcoin, not to get caught up in their noise. But McLovin in the house. There's some absolute legends. Jake, fly over USA. It is good to see you this morning. maybe we get 60K, hopefully not. If we can get back down to 59.1 so I can hit buy as soon as we finish here. That and Gary Gensler as SEC chairman is a Camilla Democrat wet dream. I love how inappropriate we can get in a Bitcoin live stream. Dingo Booty, good morning, saying hello from Pungent Sound, Washington. It is in Washington State. What a beautiful, glorious place. It's amazing, Washington State. We sort of just drove through. I love this state. So absolutely, your country is beautiful. This country is beautiful. The world is beautiful. And we've got these people in power, mainly the government. Like, I never voted for the WEF, the WHO, the International Bank of Settlements, the IMF. Even the policies that we get just through our government, we elect these people and then they just go and make up their own shit that definitely goes against what Australians thought they would do or any citizens in any country. It's absolutely insane. But what I'm getting at is the world is beautiful. There's something we can do to opt out. I'm not sure if we can fix that old broken system, but maybe we can just take its oxygen away and let it go for a nice natural death, because it's going to die. It's in a death spiral. It's only a matter of time. Having the life raft, the option to be able to opt out, this is the first time in history where you can just do that. You can just move. Bitcoin already works. It's superior store of value as a payment rail on the Lightning or Liquid network. It works incredibly well. Just takes a little bit of time for people to understand that this digital magic internet money is backed by energy. People need to put in the proof of work. It's not created out of thin air. It's not fugazi like the fiat system. Anyway, I'm ranting this morning, but shout out, slow start to the day unless Sean drops an F-bomb or two. I've been pretty good. I've only said the word shit a couple of times, but hey, Boris is in the house this morning. What's going on? Bitcoin Buddha, hello folks, what's going on? That song by Four Non Blondes, what's going on? I cut out all music out of my life for like 10, 15 years and I was like listening to 10 songs. What's going on was one of them. A good way to be able to start the day. Chilling on a trawler I bought, figured it was better than renting. Let's go. I absolutely love the ocean. How epic. That is just so cool, Dingo Booty. Mel Gibson said today he might be showing his age, but in his day he said we fought communism, not elected them. That's clearly socialism. It's so amazing that everywhere is moving towards socialism in so many ways. In Australia, we're a socialist country. What so many people don't understand is that it's just degrees away from communism. And some of the socialist things I really like, the paved roads, the free, pretty much public healthcare, the education, the state schools and stuff. Great, that's all good. But then everything else where they control you and they want to run everything from a top-down authority approach. Fuck that. I'm over at Boris. My apologies on that one. Boris is a really bad. What would you call it? Anyway, well, it'll come to me. Never forget the Doge shill 100% influence. Boris is a bad influence. Well, bullshit job, banter. Binance have $500,000 and will team us dry till Larry flicks the switch. Steve, what do you mean in regards to that? What if British is right and Sailor will flip into what if British... maybe you're talking about British Shuttle, I'm not sure, is right, and Sailor will flip into in-kind ETF when it's possible. I don't know. I'll need to look into it, but I don't think so. I don't think Sailor wants to give up the Bitcoin for that. I don't know. I think that's more unlikely. I thought Reagan should have gotten gold. Yeah, gold for the most memeable person in the world. That's pretty despicable. Dance. As what was most surprising about it is so many other people probably deserve to be there over Reagan. But then there's other videos of Reagan out there, and some of it was all right. She had some pretty cool moves, but showing up for that performance, that was, I don't know, it's just like taking the piss. Like, Australians are pretty good at taking the piss, but taking the piss on the world stage, I don't know. She could have stuck with something little bit more B-girl or whatever with the breakdance. But I have seen videos where she moved in some pretty cool ways, but that performance was absolutely horrible. And even her best performance that I've seen, somebody, I don't know, younger or that really cared, wasn't tokenistic, probably would have done a whole lot better. Sailor for president, it'd be cool. DI breaks breakdance awards. Bags packed, send it, influence everyone. I'm late. E-boot, thank you so much. Good to be able to tune in. One thing that's real cool, and then we'll get out of here. This dude, he's freaking massive. I got that print. I've been waiting for so long. I'm ripping the roof down. I'll start tomorrow on it. But then this guy will go up in the reading corner. That's art from Street Cyber. Anyway, thought I would share. Been waiting for like 3 months to get that dude going. So if you're looking to just get some Bitcoin signal or whatever, some fun stickers to be able to send out for people, support Street Cyber. He's really putting in the proof of work with all the stickers. I just ordered his book. Can't wait for that to get here, and not sponsored or anything. I just like things that help orange pill people. And the book, it looks like, I've seen videos, you can hold your phone over it and then like it comes out 3D with the money flying and things like that. So looking forward to it. When I get the book, I'll show you what it is. Very cool. Love the Bitcoin dude. On that note, if you haven't already, smash subscribe. We will see you same time tomorrow, 7:30 or 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I believe that works out to be 5:35 p.m. EST. Live Monday to Friday. Aussie weekdays. We'll see you tomorrow. Do something nice for yourself, for somebody else. Be blessed. Peace.